Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Space Engineers. I'm the Radio Man 03. It's awesome to have you along. Started working on our little shuttle ship that's going to have a couple of drills on it, so when we're out in space, if we need to, go grab up some resources, we can do that. There's an FCSB military mine layer floating around out here. I don't think that's much to be concerned about, and there's an Alex private sail over here. I don't believe the white ones are ones to worry about, but there happens to be two here, and I've never seen two here before. So it's kind of interesting. One's going away from me, and one is kind of dropping kind of away from us as well. So this is what I've come up with so far. I'm using the just the standard cockpit that I guess came with the game way back at the beginning. Good morning, Just War, Gold Dragon, hello. And I want my connector to come off the front here. So I was just looking at this going, I could put this guy on here. And then put my connector on the front of that. The thing is that it's getting kind of big. I don't want this to get any bigger. Let's throw that right there. So my connector will go on there, and I could put a small hydrogen thruster on there for stoppage, and I could probably add a couple more on the sides here too. And then our regular thrusters, we're going to put atmospheric and hydrogen thrusters on this ship so we can go to planets and back up again to NESI. And so I've been working on this a little bit just this morning, and then I've got a couple of hydrogen thrusters on the side here to left and right, and I've got the same thing over on the other side with the conveyor. It's very similar to, of course, what we built over here, but my thing is I want to make sure I have access to the side ports here. So I think this is good. No, I can't actually access these. These are conveyors. So having the these guys don't work. I need to make sure I have access to the ship. This is a conveyor as well, but if I put the connector on the front, I should still be able to access the ship from the front when we're out and about. But once I get back into base, I'm not going to be able to access anything because it's the small ports. I guess I can access through this part here, the drills, huh? You just can't pull things through there. Not many things anyways. What, ores are okay to pull through there, right? Is it ores and then steel plates and just a few other minor things, right? Jerk MiG 18, hello. To get the color of icons like the toolbar and when you press G. Yeah, I am. I've got a few small mods on here. One is for the colors when you go into, the G menu, you've got some color inside these things here. And then the other thing I have on is, what was it? It's coloring that. The ores also have nice colors to them, so you can kind of see them better. And then, I'm trying to think of what other ones I put on here. It's basically just colors is what I put on. So back to the ship. Like the cargo containers and stuff, I guess I could, remind me, can I pull ores through these small holes into my inventory? Can I do that? I think I can. I think I can pull ores out of the ship through that. And then, of course, because I can't get into here, I can't, for some reason they don't let you access conveyors, which is kind of a bummer. Just War says, yes, I can grab ores through there. So I guess that's the main thing that I'm going to be worried about when it comes to this ship, is to just be able to pull ores out if I need to by hand for whatever reason I may need. Part of me also thought I could just take this ship right here and just use this ship. The thing is, the connector's underneath the carriage of it, not up front. I want it up front because, of course, we're going to fly directly into Nessie's hind end there, and the connector is directly straight in. I guess I could move the connector down onto the floor and put a connector on the undercarriage of the ship and do that. Let's go out to Nessie real quick. I finished her up. I put 6 guns underneath the undercarriage of her now, so she's got some guns under here as well, all locked and loaded and armed and ready to go. I'm hoping maybe today we can actually dock her to the base itself and have her docked there. Put the lights back on where they needed to be, and what else did I do? Did I put lights on over here? I didn't exactly put lights on here because I added this little roof cover over the top of this right here, so I didn't put the lights on this side. Maybe I should take that off and put a light there and a light there like we have on the other side just so it matches up. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we hadn't quite finished on NESI last episode, and I don't believe there is. Everything else is done. She's ready to go. She's all ready to go into space. I may do a little something here with these thrusters in terms of maybe some kind of a cover on them. I don't know. They look pretty good just sitting there all by themselves, so I think I might be okay with that right there. Anyways, back to this ship, because this is our important one. We need to get this one ready. And, of course, we don't want to go too big with it because we've only got so much space that we can actually go into the back of NESI. What is it? I think it's 3 blocks wide and 2 blocks high. Yeah, it's only 2 blocks high and it's 3 wide. So we've got to limit ourselves to that amount of space. So what I did was, and then inside here, I only want her to be about 5 blocks long, so she fits in here just fine. I would really like her to just fly in, and we just nose into the connector here straight in. I would like that very much. That's kind of my goal with this one here. And then we'll be able to take off and go to space once I get some uranium built up and stuff like that. Get some ores loaded onto NESI so she's ready to, you know, she's stocked with stuff that we could take with us and everything. So, hey Dragon, how are you? Thanks for the subscription. I appreciate it very much. Good to see you this morning. Hope everyone's doing great. I'm doing fantastic. It is Wednesday. I know. What does that mean? Absolutely nothing. Oh, I guess we're midweek. We'll go with that. So here I am, working on something simple. I figured, like we did with her over here, if you guys aren't familiar with her, we do have the one large hydrogen thruster in the back. I really enjoyed the fact that I could just lift straight up off the planet, and then once the atmospheric thrusters failed to work anymore, I could just tilt her nose up, and then we could just push ourselves out of the atmosphere with the one large hydrogen thruster, which is what my goal is here with this large one back here. In terms of movement side to side, up and down, I'm not worried about her being really fast about it. I'm not. So that's what we're doing. And so let's go ahead and finish welding this up a little bit here. X, let's go up. Let's go ahead and get our welder on. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think of those. 6. So I'm just kind of welding as I go. As you know, I'm still very unfamiliar with the pieces, parts for the game and everything. So it's easier for me to see it when I get it welded up. I get this one? Yeah. We'll get these thrusters put together too. That little case has got uranium in it, and that's all that's in there. That's not attached to anything. I just thought, you know what, I'm going to keep the uranium separate. Okay, so we've got that side taken care of. So we're even on either side of this right now. Now let's go Control 7. Is that where I have them? I do, 7, okay. Here, I could get these guys, I think, to squeeze in between here. Maybe, possibly. I guess I can't go in between. I could go underneath the drill bit with that. I'm also trying to think ahead about my hydrogen thrusters, or my atmospheric thrusters, where they're going to go, so that we have plenty of space for those. But I think we're going to be okay. It looks to me like they're pretty versatile. They could snap onto just about anything, it seems like, is what I've noticed there. I do need, let's go 6, is it 8? 5, 4, 6, 7. Here it is. This is where I put them. Let's go with our T-junction number 5. Well, hold on a second. Is that going to be the right one? So I'm going to come down this way. Let's keep going this way first. Let's go. Number 3 is our straight one, and I'm turning them around so I can see what I'm doing. Number 4 is our curve. Back one. There we go. And then we're going to need another curve right here. Like that. And then I think what I'll do is I'll put a T-junction here. I'm not quite sure why I'm doing the T-junction there. I guess maybe because I can add thrusters to the top with this guy here. It's really hard to tell what this one's doing. think that's right. Looks right. But let's have that point upward. That way I can put a hydrogen thruster on the top there, and kind of that'll be one of our downward thrust, and another downward thrust there.
Energy low.
You would say that right now. I just filled it up before I jumped on. Ooh, I got a better idea for that right there. Is it Thursday? I thought it was Wednesday. Oh my god, is it really Thursday? Oh my gosh. Okay, Thursday. Oh my god. Yep. And he's going to go fly into space. That's alright. I lose track of time. It's because I'm having a good time. Let's go, instead of it's Thursday. Oh, man. Leave it to me. Oh, trust me. It'll be alright. If I go this route... Is that what I just had? Well, that's not going to hook up to those containers, though. I've got... I don't have room for downward thrust really up here at all, do I? So I'm going to go ahead and do that right there, and I am going to do that. Well, that's not going to hook up to that. Maybe what I do is I'll use some small conveyors on these guys right here so that they have the ability to go in each direction. We'll do the small conveyors in here. That way I can add thrust no matter which direction I want to go with it. We'll throw that one there, and that one there, and that one there, and we'll take this one out of here. So I'm going to go with a number 3, straight one. Let's get this idea here put together. And then we need a number 4, our curve. Like that. And I guess I could do, well, I could just leave it out this. No, we don't need a curve, do we? We just need to come in with a T-junction here. I need to pull that way. Yeah, that way right there. All right, that goes there. That goes there. And then we do the number 3 straight across here. Do I need a T-junction back here, or is this where I end my... You know what, I think this is where I end my whole thing right here. So we're going to have a curve back here. That's going to be the right way. All right, and then we need a number 3 to tuck in right there. All right, just like that. That'll end that. Then I can put my thrusters around the edge of that sucker, and that should work out pretty good. Can I get that to squeeze in here? I can. Okay, beautiful. I can do a small hydrogen tank in there, so just to give us a little backup, just in case. Now, of course, if they blow up, they're going to blow up, and there's not much we're going to be able to do about that. This thing blows up, we're just dead. We're dead in the water, but a couple extra hydrogen tanks wouldn't be too bad. 2 of those, and we'll throw those together here as well. And again, I'll paint it after I'm done. Once we're done with it, we'll paint it and get it figured out. In the meantime, I just want to get all the pieces, parts on it to make sure I know what I'm doing, that it's going to work. So there we go. And then the other thing I need here, that's it for the hydrogen tanks. I think I need to work on the batteries as well. Yeah, batteries. So I've got these guys right here, and I could put one, say, well, you know what? Since we're going to have this area down here, can I squeeze one in here? Isn't there a small battery? There's a small battery, right? Aha! There it is right there. So I could put a bunch of these in here, and these could charge just fine and dandy. And you know what I don't know is there, how many little batteries makes up one big battery? That's a good question. Anybody know that off the top of their head? I could put a small battery there and a small battery right there. Let's see, how many batteries do I have on her? I have 1, I have 2, I think it's just 2 large batteries. One on the top, and I got one under the undercarriage here. Yeah, I got 2. 2 large batteries on here, and I was able to fly for, I think it was good for a few hours with this one. You get the small hydrogen tanks. You can see I'm kind of mimicking her as well. trying to keep her to a limit, like 5 blocks. That's 5 blocks long. So I'm trying to keep her limited to about 5 blocks in length so she fits in that cargo container just fine. And I don't want her to be too wide because then it's going to be difficult. I'm going to have to be super careful every time I go in and out of the ship. So I want to be, you know, I want to have a ship that we can go down on planets with and just be comfortable doing a little bit of zipping around. We don't have to go too fast, but you know what I mean, Jelly Bean. We want to go a little bit. So I could do... I could lay a bunch of these guys on. Can I get them in here? I can. I could do 2 there. Do 2 here. I could take those batteries out, those small batteries, and put a couple more right there. Can I get a 3rd one in here? No, because the drill is there. So now I'm thinking maybe I take these batteries out and I put another one in here. Oops. Oops, he says. Oops. We do that there. And again, I know I'm losing power cells, but I'm not dealing with full power cells to begin with. There we go, like that right there. Okay, we do that right there. I don't know that I really need the downward thrust too much. I think we might put 1 or 2 on here, but keep that pretty simple. I could do, say... I don't think I need more than 1, but if we put a couple on, we could do that right there. That would get us down, and then we've got forward and reverse. Again, I'm not looking to go fast on planet. I'm looking to just, you know, be able to explore a little bit and have some fun with that. So I could do something here like that, and put you on top of that other hydrogen tank, because that's always a safe thing to do. And then I've got my tubes here, and you're going to have to be back here a little bit. My rear thrust. I don't want them above the drills or next on the outside of the drills because the drills are going to be going into stuff. Maybe I put you guys up here. There's reverse. So I have up, back, forward, down. Up, we're going to go really fast, which is great because, again, I want to get the ship up. And then as soon as those atmospheric thrusters stop working, we'll kick the hydrogen engine on. Well, we'll have them on as well. And then we'll point the ship nose up and then hit W for forward instead of space bar, like I did the first time I tried to take off out of space. You guys have missed some interesting things if you're just not tuning in. Hopefully you go back and watch because I am big-time noob. I looked, I've got less than 300 hours in the game at the moment. Still less than 300 hours. Do I have everything? Forward, reverse. I've got forward, backward, up and down, and, ooh, side to side. Side to side. Okay, so if I go side to side, and we're going to have to do this with all the hydrogen stuff too. I could do this, and I could just turn this around. Like that. I could just do that, right? I don't need a whole lot of juice going side to side. Again, these aren't going to be working up in space anyways, but we've got our side to side here for that. But down in the planet, we'll have to see. I guess it depends on gravity, huh? Argonaut, you subbed? Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for doing that. 4 months. Thanks very much. I wouldn't have missed it. I've got my things strolled way up so I can see, but I really appreciate that. Okay, so now I've got 2 up here with the drill. It's pretty heavy up there. We got 1 in the middle. We've got 1 in the back. I wonder if I should have an extra one back here because this is the... what if I do... I may be going overboard with this, huh? 5, 4, or 4. If I do this guy here, I could do these guys on the sides. One there. One there. I figure if, you know, if I need to, well, let's That's got the parachutes. I've never used the parachutes before, so... Also thinking about putting one there. One there. Again, on the planet, I want to be able to push straight up with these as much as possible. When we go to leave NESI, we're going to have to be careful how hard we push upwards on that. That might be too much. And we're back. Thanks for letting me take a little break there. Alright, you guys are kind of talking me into the whole changing the layout back here in the docking bay. Sitting on the docking bay. I'm thinking about maybe moving it under the floor. Into the floor, I should say. Yeah, this is a heavy armor block, so I could. I mean, I could literally put this. I could put this cargo container, say, right next to it down here on the floor, and we bring her in and we dock her, say, right here, leaving enough room, of course, for the drills. And if I had to, I could remove a block back here to give her a little butt space too. You know what I'm saying, Jelly Bean? I could do it. I could do that. So let's go with the thought of doing that. Let's consider that. And yes, I can put the that industrial cockpit on there and just add a few blocks to get it to sit in place right, and then I can remove those blocks afterwards. Let's try it. Well, am I going to put any more thrust on here for pushing downwards? I don't think so. What about up though? I could add a couple more going up. So then I would want to do the T. Do T here. Like that. I could put a thruster underneath that. And go back to a 3. And have my straight there. And I'm on control 4, control 5, control 6, control 7 is where I need to be. Number 4. I could put my other thruster, I believe it was right... Is it right here I have my T-junction? I think. I can't tell. I can't tell what's what. Well, that's okay, that's a T-junction there. Because we've got the parachute there, and then this should be a T-junction as well. I think that's where I've got it on the other side. I think. Like that. Back to 4, like that. Let's get these put back on. Oh, there it was, number 8. Do like that. And then I need 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Okay, you're all connected. You're connected. You're done. We got green light on this side as well. That straightens that up. Yeah, the drills are just on the outer edge of the cockpit. Yeah, I can always change the side conveyors if I need more thrust later on down the road. So let's go back into G, and I need, well, hold on. This is light. That's a heavy armor block. There it is, number 4. Number 4. I'm going to want to definitely shore this up to give it a little more structural integrity, I think. Maybe I do a number 6 instead. Can't quite get it all the way across, can you? But I could come across here with more blocks. So let's go back to you. Something like that right there. Right above the cockpit. We got the roll cage there, but just, you know, this is just throwing some blocks around right now. It doesn't mean anything. We can add the extra external blocks here and there as we go. Is there... Oh, you know what I didn't put on here? I know exactly what I didn't put on here. Let's go 4, 5, 6. We've got that stuff on. I'm going to take these things off the hotbar, and I need to put a few gyros on here too. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to turn. Very important. Maybe I find some place in the undercarriage to put these guys, tuck them away a little bit. Although we don't want these getting blown up. And if the bottom of the ship is what, you know, I usually like to land on, that's a good possibility. So let's not do that. I shouldn't need too many. This ship looks pretty light to me. You know what else it needs is an ore detector. It's a small one, but, you know, what are you going to do? And I'm thinking I might actually take and put a large ore detector on NESI as well. So I do that right there, and then I do a gyro. Right there. And then we do one more gyro. I think a couple of gyros would probably work just fine here. You can throw a second one on here. Let's try that again. Put a few blocks around that. I'm just going to put those there just to kind of remind me. Hopefully she's not gotten too long. I think she might be okay at the moment. She may have gotten a little too long here. We've only got, like I said, I wanted to keep her about 5 blocks long, and that's why I've got these guys down here, so I could keep track of that. She's now extended out a little bit past that. Probably 6 blocks at the most. Maybe 7 even is what she is. Do I have everything I need? Remove 1 medium cargo to put in the survival kit, huh? That's not a bad idea. We could do that. Really reduces my cargo, though. Is there anything else we could use on her? I think I've got thrust in all. Golly, man, it doesn't go. It goes so fast. It's a very cold day in space today. Hey, PPR. Sorry if I missed you when you came in. Thanks for being here. We're working on our little shuttle ship that's going to be used in space for gathering resources that we need for any kind of repairs or whatever we want to do to NESI in space, or whatever needs to be done while in space, and then also the ability to go down to a planet. Right now she's kind of bare bones. She doesn't have a whole lot of sex appeal to her, but we can add that later. I just want to make sure we got all the guts. I think I've got plenty of upward thrust. 2, 4, 6, 8 of those to get us moving up when we go to leave the planets. Then once and then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 8 atmospheric thrusters to help push up off the planets as well. Once we reach this certain level in the atmosphere, what is it? I think 4,000? Is it around 4,000? They stop working. Atmospheric thrusters will be still going strong, and then we can just point the nose up, and we've got our large atmospheric thruster here to keep us going. Forward and backward atmospheric thrusters, we have 1, 2. Maybe I could use a couple more forward and reverse ones on here. We've only got 2 to push us forward. That's not very much. 2 for reverse, I don't mind that. So let's go back to here. Or 6. I want a little bit more forward thrust. That would be right here. I could do that right there. I could put this guy right here, but that's going to melt the parachute. I think right here is probably my best bet. That's sitting over the top. Does that matter that that's sitting on top of those? I don't think it does, really, those vents. That doesn't really have an impact on these, does it, if it's sitting right there? I don't think it does. Well, looks are everything, man. For me it is, anyways. I do that more than I do the functionality of stuff. What am I missing? That's interesting. Why are you floating? Did I break you loose when I put that on? Oh, it is. It does not like being there with that there. Okay, so we're looking at a little bit of clang going on there, it looks like. That was unfortunate that you mentioned the red parachute. So that's not where those are going to go. Let's drop some ice in her. It's a conveyor, I can't access that. Okay, that is now filling up with some ice. You can see the hydrogen engines are on. Left, right, up, down. Up especially. The atmospheric thrusters, a couple of them are working. I would go in and turn those off. Why are you not working? Ah. That's interesting. Why is that one not working? All of those are working. Why do I have one that's not working? Isn't that odd? Let's try to let's take it apart and put it back together again. Take both those things off. Everything's together here. Okay. Let's try that again. Now that's on. It wasn't on before, but we got a green light there. Okay, so that worked. What was it, maybe a bug or something there? A little glitch? Don't know. Interesting. Interesting. We can't have those there. Okay, so technically this ship should hold itself up if we take this off the blocks. I can take these out of here. Landing gear. There's a thought. This is super tight, man. I mean, it's exactly the right level here. That's going to be interesting. I'm going to have to make sure the ship is super flat to do that. Where are the parachutes? Landing gear. in here I could do a block and then add this down underneath it like so. That gets me, well, that's not going to help when it comes to the connector, is it? Because the connector is going to be on the floor. But it would help landing on planets. So what if I do that over here? Number 9. I think I've got to come down one more with that in order for it to line up properly. This is just to see what I'm going to have to do here. I don't know that that's quite right. That does look right, actually. Something like that would get her to land. We'll go and weld them together. Antenna and headlights, yeah, I'm thinking about those too. I was just thinking right now that I'd like to try to get her into NESI before today we're done here, but we're running low on time now. It's been almost 2 hours. Okay, if she falls, she should land on those, hopefully. She shouldn't fall, though. Oh boy. Let's go to the control panel. Let's get those atmospheric thrusters. I'll turn on. Let me make sure those are all on, and then we're going to turn them all off. Yeah, you look like you're on. Odds are some of the stuff's going to be changing around anyways, but there we go. So back to inventory, control panel, Atmos, and atmospheric thrusters all the way down to the bottom, and turn those off. Okay. H2 is extremely low. I'm going to grab a little more ice. Let's drop off with the pieces parts that we have in our inventory here too. There we go. And let's grab as much ice as we can. I don't think I need too much to get over there, but I don't want to start floating and have her wander off on me either. Okay, she's working on that. Let's get a little bit more. Once we have her hooked up, she should be able to just feed off the base. But I want to make sure I'm not going to run into any issues. I'm being overly cautious. Why is there ice in the connector? Okay, the O2H2 is working on this right here. Okay, I see. Okay. So we're juicing up. We're getting juiced. This hasn't charged at all. 5 hours worth of power. That H2 is looking pretty sad, huh? Am I safe to launch this thing? Gold Dragon, we've got 3 more minutes to go. 3 to 4 minutes. Yeah, I know I got to do the groupings. I'm just kind of hoping, well, you know what? We can't take it back into... I can't take it over there anyways. I've got to move the guts back in the ship for the connector. We've got the connector now in the bottom and not in the front. So she sits here for now. So, yeah, unfortunately, that is the case. Control panel, hydrogen... Turn them all off. We get you all turned off. Looks like I did. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just keep feeding it some ice to get that hydrogen tank filled up. Landing gear will look different by the time we're done with it, but before I can take her back here, I want to make sure that we have this set up properly here. We're going to take this down and put it in the floor now. I didn't want to. I really wanted to come in nose first, but it just doesn't seem to work out too well that way. So what I'll do is I will bring this down. How are we hooked up here through this wall? Pipe's there. So the pipe will come down and go through this bottom corridor right here instead. Or what I could do is bring this pipe over and then curve it down into here and go underneath the floor. And we'll have a cargo container back here in the floor along with the pipe, and the connector will pop up out of the floor, and that should work. I want to connect it to a connector so I can have her charging while I'm working on her. I don't want her to use the landing gear in here at the moment. It'll fit. I think it'll fit just fine in there. Thanks for helping me get it put together. I think we're ready to go. I think we can take this and I can get it kind of a paint job. Maybe next episode we'll work on getting a paint job done, getting the NESI hooked up so we can actually park or dock the ship in there. And I guess we could do a practice run down to the planet and see if it works. We have a ship down there, so if anything goes wrong, we can always get back off the planet and back up here. Maybe a test run down onto the planet to the iron mine base would be a good idea. Do a test flight down there with her. See how she does. Yeah, I know the beacon and lights are still needed. I'm not gonna do those just yet. So that's the idea anyway. So she's not charging right now, so I bet I could probably hop her off of that and float up a little bit and get her sitting right on there so she could charge completely without having to take her over to NESI. Because yeah, it's pumping out the H2O2, but it's going to take a little while for it to fill that tank up, especially since the fact it's not attached. It can't feed off of our big hydro tanks up there. But it's put together. So I think what we'll do is maybe I'll try to get her. I'm not going to move her until you guys are with me because we built her together, so we'll move her together. So next episode, we'll get her moved. We'll finish up on what we're doing with her, get NESI's docking area rearranged and get that situated. And I'm thinking it might be a good idea to take her for a test run down to the planet and see how she does. And if we get down there and back with no problem, then we're good to go. We'll park her in NESI, and we'll head off to another planet and do the whole jump drive thing. That'll be fun. So thanks for being here. I really do appreciate it. Have an awesome, a fantastic, and a superb day. And I look forward to talking to you again next time. And we'll add some pretty blocks to her as well.